Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another how to make a thing out of Legos video. I'm gonna be building the Lego spinning reel. I've had a lot of you guys comment that you want instructions on this over the last 4 years, and I probably should have done it earlier, but here we are getting around to it now. One thing I want to mention, I want to shout out Lego Artist 808 on rebrickable.com. Lego Artist 808 has made instructions for both this one and the Baycaster, and they're amazing. So I guess you could get the actual like paper printoutable version off of there, I guess, if you really wanted to. But I'm still going to show you how I build mine. It's actually pretty amazing how Lego Artist was able to like watch my first video and put this thing together almost perfectly. So yeah, so basically you're gonna need this piece. If you don't have this piece, I can't think of any other way to make this work. The only other Lego piece that is similar to this is this one. It's obviously way bigger. So like if you were gonna try and, build a way bigger version of this, you could do that with this. But I found that this piece was just perfect. So let's start out with that. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna get going here. Oh, nope, this one. And also, it doesn't really matter what color these are. I know I got a lot of, like, this one is down here, that one doesn't need to be. The only frictionless pieces you need is these two right here. Make sure you have two of those. Sorry, you can hear my mouth breathing in the microphone here. I'm doing this in the typical fashion that I did my other videos in, because I like to just show you the whole process, I guess. Trying to keep everything in the frame. Okay, and then this little part right here is definitely not necessary. It's just a little thing to fill the gap. Also, I guess all these little yellow half spacer things, like, you don't really need them to be half spacers. I guess you could pretty much have a bunch of these and only a few of these or whatever. I mean, a lot of these pieces you could change out for like other things. Whoops, wasn't in the frame. I gotta stop building it up here. Okay. Um, let's see. So then I like to use the red one here for, okay, so for the frictionless part, they both go in there. And then they go like, goes like that, this little yellow thing. And so you got that, and then it just goes in like that. It'll dangle around in there for just a while here. And then, oh, you know what? Let's go back here for a second. You actually want to put a 5 long in here, not a 3. So I'm just gonna get that out. Okay, so that's what actually you want it to look like right now. And then I can't remember if it's probably doesn't really matter. I'll try this one. I think that's right. I don't know, I'm just trying to remember how I built this thing. And then, let's see, what should we do next? Okay, so let's grab 2 of these. 2 of these. Two of these. 1 of those. Okay, and then actually, like here's a part where you definitely don't need to have. I think the only reason I have a bunch of these is because they're yellow, and so I was trying to color code it. But you do not need to have those. You could just use a bunch of these, mostly. Although there's some spots like right now where you kind of need like a half spacer in there. Because otherwise it won't fit right. Okay. And then I can just put that on there, and this thing will only be sticking out like halfway, so it won't make it all the way through this gear, but that gear won't fall off, and I'll explain why in a little bit. This is kind of hard to get in here. Oh, because I'm putting it in backwards. Okay. Okay. And now you could, this is 10 long, this one piece right here. You can stick that in there now if you want. It's kind of hard. You just gotta kind of like hope it stays straight, I guess. There we go. So now when you turn the reel, it should go back and forth. Okay. Then let's do the handle part. So put that right there. Whoops. That will come off right now, but let's just set that off to the side. Build this little doohickey. And then the way I get this in here, I'll just hold it like that. There we go. So now it should basically work at this point. So as you turn this, that rod should go back and forth, as well as the outside of that gear should spin at the same time. And that's the main mechanism of the spinning reel right there. Okay, so let's get the rest of the stuff that makes it function or whatever. I don't know if this is not necessarily like, so this, I've never really tried spooling this up before and going fishing with it. I don't know if it'll work. Definitely not as well as the bait caster, because the spool is not as solid, I guess. I'll show you that after a bit here too, once I get that on. Be cool to try it, but I don't know if it'll work that good. Okay, and then this part is kind of like the part that attaches to the fishing reel, or the rod, the fishing rod. You know, you always got to have that part that attaches it to the rod. I came up with this little weird thing with these. It's not very sturdy, I don't think, but it kind of looks like the right shape to me, so I went with it. Okay. Kind of goofy, but sort of works. It's kind of like a handle or whatever, you know? All right. And then, okay, let's do this bottom part. So, do that, and then you got one of these things. Put it in like, let's see, how does this go again? The other way. And then you might need to bend your Lego pieces a little bit to get this in there. That kind of supports this gray piece a little bit. All right, what do we got left? The spool. The face of the spool thing, so like as this spins, it kind of like keeps this gear on here. That's what I was gonna explain earlier, but yeah, it works pretty well. I've never actually had that gear fall off before when it was spinning or whatever. So yeah, so that keeps the gear on, except when it's at this position. So that's why I put these on. So now that gear can't really fall off, even though it's barely on there. Okay, and then now you're gonna need a bunch of these gray ones here, or this one. It doesn't really matter what color those are. The camera's getting out of focus here. Push everything together now. time for an illegal building technique. So if you put that on there, there's not enough space for this, but I just shove it in there anyway because it looks better. See how it kind of, yeah, it's barely bending anything, but it is technically illegal. Okay, and then, so see how these are on this side of the circle thing? So you want to keep them like that for now. Like, you know, you don't want one on this side, you want them both on that side, and the one on the right is the one that you're going to want to put, put that one in the left, and I like to put that on over it. And then on this one, you want to have like maybe like a slightly bent one of those, because this is the side that will catch the line and spool the line around the spool. So that's why I put this little thing in there, because that is exactly where it'll catch the fishing line, right there. And then, okay, now let's get the thingy. What do you call this? The half circle thing. Oh, and then 4 more of these, because this thing is just kind of you can bend it really far, but once you put these in there, it stops it right where you want it to stop. See? Open, close, open, close. Okay. All right, now for the spool. Guess I take 2 of those. Make sure these are lined up right, because you gotta put this rod through all of them. So I like to put 2 of those in the top and bottom, and then wait, no, hang on. It actually goes inside there. And then okay. So that should line, this line in the middle should line up with that line. Okay, so now to put this on, you wanna, so as you reel it, that rod will go back and forth. So you wanna put it so it's all the way back, like that, not forward like this. Put it all the way back, and then hold it so it doesn't move. Hold the gear and the reel, and then shove this thing all the way to the bottom. So now that'll work properly. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? You know what you're gonna wanna do is put this right here, because that'll help it reel a little bit smoother, because then it won't get caught on this L-shaped piece. Okay, and then the last thing is the anti-reverse ratchet mechanism thing. This is not really necessary if I don't know, if you don't want it. I mean, if you could I don't know, like nothing is necessary, I guess, but you can do it however you want. But this is the way I made this. Couldn't really come up with I don't know, I didn't really come up with a better way to do this. So, I mean, it kind of works, but it's a little finicky, I guess. Oh no. There we go. Okay. So this thing right here gets caught in the gear when there's a rubber band on it. Here's a rubber band. My rubber band's getting a little stretched out, I guess. But then when you want to turn it off, I just push that and then stick this in there so it stops it. Now you're free to go backwards and forwards. And that's it, it's done. So what I was talking about earlier with like whether this actually works or not, is it working? Can you go catch a fish with it? I would say probably not. This front part is a little flimsy. I'm guessing your spool is just gonna fly right, if you got a fish on, spool is gonna fly right off and this thing won't hold it down. If somebody has a better way of doing that, feel free to improve it and go catch a fish with it, I guess. But yeah. But if you wanted to catch a fish with a Lego fishing reel, you can definitely use the bait caster. One of these actually work. You can definitely go fishing with this, as long as the fish isn't too big, because you know they're Legos. But I have caught a couple fish on these. All right, and thank you to everybody that's been hounding me to make instructions for this over the last few years, because I needed to do that, I think. So, all right, have fun with your Lego fishing reel. Peace out.